What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope we're doing well. So we're starting with some basketball. We got to address that just awful Knicks loss last night. That was a terrible loss. They were up 6 with 30 seconds to go, and then Mitch Robinson commits a horrible foul on Tyrese Maxey. Like, what are you doing? Like, so you're up 6 with 28 seconds left. You're shooting three. Well, number one cardinal rule of playing defense in the NBA: never leave your feet like that. You know, when you're like running back to, guard somebody on a jump shot. Only bad things can happen. You're going to foul them, and they might make the shot, but if they don't, for the three, they get 3 free throws. It could be an N1, which could be a 4-point play. It's an unnecessary foul. They get a free 2 or 3 points. Just only bad things can happen. So now he gets a free 4-point play, puts him within 2. Then, Hart goes to the line with probably like 15 or so seconds to go. Misses the first, so now as he misses once, now it's a 3-point game. So Max is coming up the court. It was like 10 or so seconds left. Foul him. If you foul him, now you get to, all right, if he makes 2 free throws, now you're up a point with like 10 or so seconds, like 9 or 10 seconds left. Hit 2 free throws. Go from there. Actually, excuse me, it would not have been a shooting foul. I don't believe. Foul him. For forcing him to do something else. Like, I don't understand why we're not fouling Tyrese Maxey on that play. Like, Tyrese Maxey, he is a dog. 46 points, 9 assists, had 7 threes. Incredible game. He is a dog. Absolute stud. There's a reason he was just named Most Improved Player, averaging 25 points and 9 assists in the regular season. That enhanced his game in the postseason. Incredible player, but just all the mistakes. And then in overtime, you get the first 5 points. Then, you give up 9 straight. But, Brunson gets a flagrant foul, but misses one of the flagrant free throws. Now you're down 3 instead of 2. And then you miss a shot, and then the Mystics turn it over. Nice play by Hartenstein defensively, and then Brunson's the terrible turnover, trying to do a fake shot and pass to Hartenstein, miscommunication. At that point, the game was over. So you lose by 6 in overtime. Bad loss. You gotta finish that one up 6 with 30 seconds left at home. You got 6 on the ropes. Joel Embiid, he showed up into the game. I'm sure he had 20 points. Only made like 6 or 7 field goals in the game. You gotta finish that one off. I am confident they win Game 6. They just won Philly the game prior. I'm very confident. It seemed like there were more Knicks fans than Sixers fans there in Philly in Game 4. Finish the job in Game 6. But Calgary beat the Magic 104-103. They take a 3-2 series lead. That's a really good series. That's a series that no one's really talking about. Everyone's talking about the Knicks Sixers, and then you got Mavericks Clippers, and there's all these different series. Obviously, Nuggets Lakers obviously got a lot of attention, defending champs against LeBron's Lakers, and rumors from last year where Nuggets swept the Lakers in the conference finals. That's been a really good series. Cleveland, kind of blew them out in both games in Cleveland, and Orlando took both games in Orlando. Game 3 was not close. Game 4, Liverpool was still not quite as close. A phenomenal game in Game 5. Paul Banchero, 39 points and 8 rebounds in Game 5. Not enough. Big block by Evan Mobley in the end, who had 14 and 13, stepping up in the absence of his fellow big man, Jared Allen. So Cleveland goes up 3 games to 2, heading to Game 6. And then the Bucks beat the Pacers 115-92 without Giannis and Damian Lillard. Both do not play in the game. Giannis probably is going to play in this series, from what I've heard. Dame got hurt in Game 4. Did not play in this game. It's up in the air whether or not he'll play the rest of the series. But a big win for Milwaukee as they cruise in Game 5 to survive another day. We advanced to Game 6. Middleton at 29-12 in that game. That's the NBA playoffs. In the NHL playoffs, Maple Leafs defeat the Bruins 2-1 in overtime without Austin Matthews, the league's best goal scorer, as they survive another day. They force Game 6. Hurricanes beat the Islanders 6-3, and they beat them in 5 games. The Islanders lose to the Hurricanes for the 2nd straight season in the first round both times. Carolina went up 3-1 after a period. Islanders tied up heading to the 3rd, but then Carolina got to a hot start with their period, ended up winning 6-3 in that one. They will face the New York Rangers in the 2nd round. That should be a fun series. I'm very excited for it. Avalanche beat Winnipeg Jets 6-3 as they win that series in 5 games. 2 goals and an assist for Nathan McKinnon in that one. So Mikko Rantanen, McKinnon did that, 2 assists. And then the Predators beat the Nashville Predators beat the Vancouver Canucks 2-1, as they get obviously all the goals in the game were in the third period, and they survived in their day as they forced Game 6. That's the NBA and NHL playoff. There were a few moves in the NFL that were made during the draft I haven't covered yet. They just traded John Franklin Myers to the Broncos for a 2026 sixth-round pick. Look, I like Franklin Myers. Just have a really deep defensive line. He didn't exactly need him, so I see why they did it. You know, they picked up Hassan Reddick from the Eagles in a trade in the offseason. So he just wasn't needed, especially for a guy who he makes a decent amount of money. I think he makes like a little over $13 million a year on average. So for a guy that's, you think, all right, he's going to play 60% of the snaps for 13 plus million, almost $14 million a season, probably isn't worth it. And the Eagles extended A.J. Brown, for star receiver, 3 years, $96 million, with 84 guaranteed, so he gets a lot of money. Back-to-back, actually, he's had exactly 1,490 yards each of the last 2 years, and he's been an absolute stud these last 2 years for the Eagles. Last year, in the first half of the season, we were looking like he might win the MVP, was an absolute stud. Slowed down in the second half as the Eagles collapsed, but still had 166 catches for almost 1,500 yards and 7 touchdowns. So overall, still had a really good year. Block him down. They also signed Mekhi Becton here for $5.5 million from a first-round off tackle by the Jets, who completely busted, but he's getting another shot with the Eagles. He'll probably compete for a roster spot because they already have their set tackles with Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson. But Cowboys brought back Ezekiel Elliott a year for up to $3 million. 2 of it is guaranteed. I don't really understand. I know Joe Jones really likes Zeke. He was not good in New England last year. On average, just 3.5 yards a carry, only 642 yards. He had lost a couple of fumbles. Really wasn't great. He doesn't really have anything left. This will be his 9th year in the league. He's in 30 years old. He doesn't really have much left. But the Union, they could use another back, the Cowboys, I guess, after they lost Tony Pollard in free agency. All you have there, Rico Dowdle, who played very sparingly as a rookie. Deuce Vaughn, the 5'5" guy who played very sparingly as a rookie. And a bunch of our no names. Now you bring in Zeke, who at this point might be their starting back. So it's a very interesting running back room in Dallas. New England Patriots extended Christian Barmore 4 years, $92 million. $41.8 million is guaranteed. He had a breakout year last year of 64 tackles and 8.5 sacks. Also had 6 pass defenses and the forced fumble. Defensive tackle mark has exploded over the last couple of years, and he gets his bag. Line extended a couple of key pieces. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4 years, $120 million, of $77 million guaranteed. Good move. He's a stud. 119 catches for over 1,500 yards and 10 scores for the Lions this past season. He was first team All-Pro for a reason. Absolute stud. RB top 5 in the game at his position. Absolute dog. He's going to be a Lion for the near future. And they also extended Penei Sewell from our top overall pick off the tackle, 4 years, $112 million. He's developed into one of the best right tackles in all football over the last couple of years. The Chiefs also extended Travis Kelce, 2 years, $34.3 million. So that makes him the highest paid tight end in the NFL. And then the Rams signed Boston Scott for a 1-year deal. I mean, he's shown the ability to be a decent pass-catching back. Oh, and when he plays the Giants, he turns into Emmitt Smith. there's that, too. Very funny. But, Rams signed him. They got a nice little running back room. Kyle Williams had a huge rookie year. You draft Blake Coleman, and now you bring in Boston Scott for depth. That's a nice little running back room for the Rams. And the Las Vegas Raiders signed Michael Gallup for a year, $3 million. Gallup had over 1,100 yards in 2019. He took a step back in 2020 with 843 yards, but 2021 and 2022 had some injuries that limited him. Wasn't healthy this year, but only had 34 catches for 418 and 2 scores. He didn't have a great year, but he's still only 28 years old, showing the ability he can be a very good receiver in this league. Throughout his 6-year tenure for the Dallas Cowboys, I always liked him coming out ever since I took him in the second round back in 2018. And now he gets a fresh start on the Raiders. They got a nice looking offense. You have Devontae, Myers, Gallup. You have Nigel Bowers. They got a really nice looking offense. If Zamir White turns into a legit 3-down back, the Raiders even get serviceable quarterback play, they could have a really, really good offense. So you'll see what happens. But on to hockey. The Sharks fired David Quinn for 2 seasons. Look, that team is horrendously bad. But David Quinn is not an interim head coach. He went 4198, 25 in 2 years. He's not an interim head coach. He wasn't great the Rangers. The second he leaves, the Rangers brought in Gerard Gallant. And of course, now they have Pierre Laviolette, and they immediately go from a team like, all right, look like, when's the Rainbow going to be over, to all of a sudden they're a cup contender. He's not a good head coach. He's a fine college coach. He had some success, I think, at Boston College before the Rangers, but go with the college. You're not an interim head coach at all. The Seattle Kraken fired Dave Haxwell for 3 seasons, 107, 112, and 27. He's been the only coach they've ever had in the 3 seasons as a team. First year, of course, didn't do so well. Our second worst team in the Western Conference. But last year had a very good year, made the playoffs, had an upset over the defending champs, Colorado Avalanche, in 7 games in the first round last year, but took a step back this year, finishing 6th in their division, missing the playoffs. And I think they want to take that next step. After you made the playoffs, I want to see how the year before, honestly, that didn't happen. So they move on. We'll see who they bring in next. The Vezina finalists were announced. Connor Hellebuyck from Winnipeg, Thatcher Demko in Vancouver, and Sergei Bobrovsky in Florida are the 3 finalists for the award. Hellebuyck has been one of the best goalies in the league for a while now. This year, 37-19-4, 239 GAA, and 921 save percentage with 5 shutouts. And then you had the Thatcher Demko, the Vancouver Canucks. He had probably his best year of his career. 35-14-2, 2.45 goals average against a 918 save percentage, 5 shutouts. He's turned into a really, really good goalie. And Sergei Bobrovsky, you're 36-17-4, 2.37 goals average against a 915 save percentage. It means between Bobrovsky and Hellebuyck, I'd probably give a slight to Hellebuyck. I could see Sergei Bobrovsky winning as well. He obviously had a great career in Columbus, though had some, when he was healthy, obviously had some injuries, and he got that huge deal from Florida. First couple of years, he really struggled, but then last couple of years, he's played a lot better. Obviously, last year had that incredible run in the playoffs, and he's had a phenomenal year this year, the best since getting to Florida for him. The Calder Trophy finals were announced for the best defenseman in hockey. Connor Bedard of the Chicago Blackhawks, Luke Hughes in New Jersey, and then Brock Faber as well. Connor Bedard missed some time of injuries, but in 68 games, had 22 goals, 39 assists, and 61 points. Luke Hughes, of course, his brother is Jack Hughes and Quinn Hughes. His brother Jack is on the Devils. His other brother Quinn's, of course, on the Vancouver Canucks. Luke Hughes, 9 goals, 38 assists, 47 points in his rookie season. Extremely talented kid. Still 20 years of age. And then Brock Faber, he had 8 goals to 39 assists and 47 points. He is a defenseman. He plays for the Minnesota Wild. Those are your finalists for Calder Trophy. I think it's kind of Bedard. I don't think it's that much of a competition, to be honest. But I talk about Tyrese Maxey winning Most Improved Player. Naz Reid was named 6th Man of the Year. Shout out to him. He had a really good year this year for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Averaged 13 points and 5 rebounds, shot 47% from the field, 41% from 3. He's able to hit his 3s this year, 70% from the line. Was a really good player. He's become a very underrated player. What the Wolves do. So right away, just to Naz Reid. Level said should have been Malik Monk, who was leader in a lot of categories, but remember he also got hurt down the stretch. And Mark Danielle was named Coach of the Year. I think that's kind of a no-brainer. They're really young and experienced Thunder team, and they were the best team in the Western Conference, and of course they swept the Pelicans in the first round, and now they will play the winner of the Clippers and the Mavericks in the second round. The Nets hired Juwan Howard as an assistant coach. Okay. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the staff is they're trying to build. You chose Jordy Fernandez. I don't even know what that is. I'm an assistant from the Kings. Mike Boonholm. Juwan Howard. The guy who might have more fights than tournament wins in 5 years in Michigan. I know he was an assistant for Miami after his playing days in Michigan, obviously. Then he went to Michigan. Wasn't great overall. Sort of kind of thing and fell to the ground after that. Cool, I guess. I don't know what the Nets are trying to do. So the NBA had a big contract that they signed with Amazon. Amazon is going to broadcast a number of regular season and and postseason games. There was rumors that NBC may also get some games next year in the postseason. Some game may be on Peacock. This is big. You see a lot of these networks and a lot of these professional sports going to streaming services. The NFL, the Chiefs Dolphins AFC wild game this year was exclusively on Peacock. Yeah, obviously, Thursday Night Football, these last couple of have been exclusively on Amazon Prime. WWE, Monday Night Raw is going to be exclusively on Netflix starting in January. So you see a lot of networks are going this way. You see some pro sports teams and minor league teams, they are starting to their local broadcasters are moving to streaming services. This is the way things are going. I don't really think it's an issue at all. You're like, oh, I don't have Amazon. Get Amazon then. I don't know what to tell you. It's not that expensive. Come on. I don't think it's that big of a deal. To me, the same people that have complained, like, oh, the NBA is going to have games on Amazon, and Thursday Night Football's on Amazon, and wrestling's going to be only on Netflix. So same people that are complaining about this are the same people that are going to pay $60 for a boxing pay-per-view to watch one fight. The 5 or 6 undercard fights you could give a damn about. It's the main event you care about. Right? And you never know. Sometimes you get a 10-round banger. Sometimes the guy knocks the guy out in the first 10 seconds of the fight, and then it's over. You pay $60 to watch 10 seconds. So I think you can pay. It's okay to pay $10 a month for Amazon, considering you get the other cool movies and shows, and Thursday Night Football, and now you're getting NBA action. Come on, look, what are we doing here? Come on. But yeah, NBA, that's a very big deal. I know you wonder, like, what happens to the NBA and ESPN. Hopefully it goes away, because ESPN's coverage of the NBA this postseason has been horrible. Wow. Looking at the broadcast teams, Mike Breen with JJ Redick, that one's fine. Breen's obviously phenomenal. JJ Redick is a pretty good color. Problem is Doris Burke's there. She is absolutely awful. Her NBA knowledge isn't horrendous. Just like her voice is so irritating. She tries to explain it like we're 5 years old. Like, dude, no 5-year-olds watching the Knicks Sixers playoff game. They're just not. It's 8 o'clock. They're in bed. Come on, you got grown men and women watching this. Come on, let's be real. Just horrible, absolutely terrible. The ESPN's coming to the NBA the playoffs. Terrible. You think, all right, if Turner Sports TNT, if they're going to end with ESPN, what happens inside the NBA? So that show could go away. I hope it doesn't. I really hope NBC or Amazon picks them up. I think they will. I think they're smart. That's an incredible show. One of the best television shows in all of sports history. One of the best shows on TV. It's absolute cinema. It's phenomenal. I think if ESPN, if Turner Sports and the NBA part ways, I think NBC or one of these companies will pick them up and keep them on the air. I'd be shocked if they wouldn't. Unless Shaq and all of them, Shaq, Kenny, EJ, and Charles said, we're done doing this. I don't think they would get rid of the show. I think somebody will pick them up. Like, if NBC is broadcasting games, they'll pick them up. If Amazon is broadcasting games, they'll pick them up. Somebody will sign them. I'm very confident in that. Mike Trout announced he's going to have knee surgery. Not season ending, but doesn't have a timetable. He's very emotional in his interview after it happened. Such a shame. He's one of the all-time greats, Mike Trout. And, to me, all the interviews he's had in recent years has been, the effects of literally having to carry a team for years and years and years. Telling you how it's a big shame. The Houston Astros sent Jose Abreu to AAA. Obviously, it's very odd because he's in his late 30s. He doesn't have, but he was over when he came to White Sox. He was still a really good player from the White Sox. He didn't have a great year last year. Got fell into an awful start this year. He just 7 for his first 71, hitting 0.99, and they sent him to the minor league. Of course, Astros have struggled in minor league so far this year. Orioles top prospect, actually the top prospect in all of baseball, Jackson Holliday, who they recently called up, was recently sent back down. Had just 2 hits in 10 games, so decided to give him some more seasoning. And only other thing I want to tell you guys is that Jason Kelce is going to be on Monday Night Football. He's going to join the pre-show for Monday Night Football, so he has ESPN. So congratulations to Jason Kelce. He obviously is, him and Travis's podcast has really jumped up the charts. And he's obviously a very bright guy. Everyone likes him. Also, an all-time great NFL player, great personality. I think he'll do very well in that role. But that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time, so long. Great day.